Okay, Mr. Fuller, I hear what you're saying, but can you please give the listeners, a double dose, a quadruple dose of what racial shadowboxing does to black people's minds?
Well, black people being prisoners of war do what? Prisoners of any kind do what? Mostly fight each other when they get mad about something. That's what they do. That's why you have prison riots, and they throw mattresses around and start fires and run up and down the cell block. And those who have made homemade knives, they kill each other. And so the guards just stand around and, you might say, just kind of ho-hum, yawn and look at the show until they finally settle down, because they ain't going nowhere. And black people are the same way. Black people get angry about this. Black people are always angry, particularly the younger they are. The black males in the northwestern hemisphere, there's so many frustrations coming at them at once that they get angry about everything and everybody. So when they lash out, they know how dangerous it is if they do anything to make white people mad. Now, they learn that real early because they look at their elders and see that. They see the fear that is in people like Neely Fuller. They can, they're not dumb. Young black people are not dumb when it comes to basics, and that's a basic. Elder black people are stone fearful of white people who get serious about hurting black people. And that fear is real, and that fear is warranted. So young black people coming up, looking at their uncles and elders, we always like to talk about elders, but when it comes to white supremacy, the elders melt. All of us, I'm an elder, I know. We try to fake that bravery. We're not brave. We're scared to death. All of us. We're fearful. And the young black people pick up that fear. And it makes them angry. But then they acquire the fear too. Because they say, that fear is real. And it's sensible for the elders to be fearful, because anything that's more powerful, like the system of white supremacy, than you ever thought about being, and you were born in it, in that system, and subject to it, and you're in that prison system, you're fearful whether you admit it or not. You say, well, I'm one brave black person, whatnot. Well, that's a word, brave. But there's a lot of brave people who are dead, okay? And you can be killed instantly by the white supremacists when they really mean business. Why? Because they have all the power. That's why. Black people don't have any at all. We're born in a prison camp called the system of white supremacy, and that's the most powerful, most awesome prison system ever conceived in the minds of people in the history of the world. And that's a fact. So young black people who lash out at each other because they're fearful of, who else they going to lash out at? They're going to run around, telling white people, that you can't tell me what to do. They don't see none of the elders doing that, those that survive. So they ain't doing it. But they find that they can kill each other and don't nobody care. So that's what they do. Young black males, that's their biggest sport, killing each other. They kind of settle down as they get older, if they get older. But the older black males, many of them were doing that killing and gotten away with it. Why? Because the white supremacists said, we don't care about you black people killing each other. Whether it's in Chicago, Houston, or Rwanda. over 800,000 people, black people, in just a few weeks. 800,000 hacked each other to death in Rwanda in the 1994, I think. 1994. That's just around the corner. That's a few years ago. That wasn't 300 years ago. And the white supremacists who instigated it all, like they instigate everything that black people do, they just sat back and watched the carnage and say, see, it don't take much. Black people, when they get mad, they want to lash out at somebody. So they wind up killing their neighbors. And their neighbors are whom? They ain't got no white neighbors, so their neighbors look just like them. Until, and you know, we stood back and watched Rwanda till they just did so much killing, ain't nothing but dead bodies everywhere, they got tired of killing. That's what made them stop. Didn't nothing make them stop, really. Just got tired of killing because they say, we don't have nothing but dead bodies. Ain't nobody working. Ain't nobody doing no farming. Ain't nobody, the shops all closed. There's a lot of dead people. And so you might say that they came to their senses, if you can call it that. But what I've heard, the way the thing wound down, they just said, hey, you just walk out on the street and ain't nothing but just dead bodies. Just dead black people, as far as I can see. Say, now what? And the white supremacists flying over in their helicopters taking pictures like they're on a tour. These are the dumbest people on earth. We need to get rid of all this so-called pride. We don't need it. And learn how to handle things. Learn how to do things that need doing. And stop jiving. Stop high-fiving. All of that. We haven't earned it. We haven't earned not one high five. Not one. Just on slaughtering Rwanda alone. Not qualified to high five.
All righty. Listen, all the material that Mr. Fuller is speaking about you can get at producejustice.com. That's producejustice.com. Go there. Go to the site.